Welcome to our weekly chat with Real Salt Lake head coach Jeff Cassar. Jeff, how are you doing this week?
Doing good. We don't have a game, but it's not a week off, that's for sure.
On the bye week, I think I'll ask what the question on most Real Salt Lake fans' minds. How's your bracket doing?
You know what? I don't know. We were supposed to have it turned in, and I asked Jeff Antonella to fill out mine, and if I won, he would get half the winnings. So I'm going to have to ask Jeff how I'm doing.
Okay, we'll check back next week. But getting back into this bye week, what kind of things are you able to go over this week and without a game and looking forward to next week with Toronto?
Well, we had a really good video session on Wednesday where we went back over the entire game versus Philly. I think the result left a really sour taste in our mouth a little bit, but there was a lot of positives to take from that. We had a lot of bright ideas in the attacking third. We got caught a few times in our defensive third. We showed all the plays that we worked both offensively and defensively and kind of talked through what the thought process was in everything. And we had good dialogue with the players. And what it really came down to is the choices that we made in some tough areas of the field that led to their goals. When you look back at those 3 goals, it was a weird 3 goals that we got scored on. Never like giving up a goal on a quick throw-in. That just means we tuned off for a little bit. But there are things that we can correct, and we will. But this week of training's been great. We're really trying to get back into our fitness being at altitude. So we worked hard on fitness as we were playing. So overall, so far, a great week of training.
As you've talked about the game in the 6 days now since the game, I keep coming back to this quote right here. Remember, there are no mistakes, only lessons.
Yes.
It seems like that's what you've been preaching to this team. Does it seem like they're picking up on that and carrying that into each training session?
I think we look back and we see some individual mistakes. There wasn't a ton of really being caught out of shape too much, except for one time where we got service into the box. They had a quick distribution, and then were at us in probably 3 passes. So that's just maybe our outside backs, one of our outside backs not getting forward in the attack when the other one is. So hopefully we're going to learn from our mistakes, but we're going to make those throughout the year. I don't think we're going to give up 3 goals like that again ever, knock on wood. But I think we're going to create that same number of chances that we did in that game, just trying to limit the chances they get, especially at home.
We talked a little bit kind of throughout the preseason about how this formation really creates opportunities for Javier Morales to get creative. I think we saw a lot of that on Saturday. What can you say about what you saw from him on the field?
When we have the ball and the game spread out, there's a lot of space for him to operate, for Luis Gil, for any of our midfielders, and even our wingers to operate into that midfield position. But it's a thinking formation. There's a lot of, as I said before, there's a lot of moving parts. And when we get everyone thinking on the same page, it can be really pretty. We really got through them pretty easily when our spacing was right, when our movement off the ball was right. And we're going to get better. We do need to get better. We need to get smarter. We need to get more efficient. And we need to be in good spots when the ball turns over. But this formation suits Javier tremendously. It gives him time on the ball. It allows him to pick up the ball in different areas of the field. And when the ball is on his foot, that's a good thing for us. But I think it's a great formation for all of our players, which is exciting.
It's been a busy week, you mentioned. Is there a chance you get to kind of shut off and spend some time with the family?
Yeah, yesterday got to go golfing, and I put together a little golf trip for the staff. Because I told them I can be a bear at times to deal with, and I just wanted to thank them for all their time that they do with me. And then I was able to, go and take my son to soccer practice and my daughter to gymnastics, and then we barbecued a little bit. So it was an awesome day. Still had some work to do in between there, but it was a fun day.
Who's the best golfer of the group?
Daryl Shore, without a doubt. Tyson Pace is getting good. Trey is good at times.
Fiery, I would imagine.
Very fiery. He was my golf mate, my cart mate. We had a great time, and then Elliott Falls is a really good player too. But Tyrone and Andy played pretty good. Andy didn't hit any balls directly behind him, which is fantastic. Normally he's hitting balls somehow behind him. But we had a really good time.
All right, enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll talk TFC next week.
Thanks, brother.